And thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Sir Architect Toniko. Thank you so much. So again, well-outlined questions and issues, and I'm hoping Professor Osagai and Professor MM would do justice. We just give... Okay, Professor Amen. Oh, Jesus is Lord. Professor Amen, thank you so much, sir. So we give 5 minutes each so that we just answer the questions. And while we're doing that, I want our questions to come in from the audience. Thank you so much, Prof. And maybe we'll start with Professor Amen.
Let me just make a comment on the issue, which I think is very important, raised by the APC gubernatorial candidate. I'm sorry you had to go to London to find the answer to that problem. The answer was right here in Port Harcourt. And one of the bearers of that answer is sitting beside you, Dr. Innocent Bariko. And this also applies to what the first candidate, the AA candidate, Dr. George said. Our politicians don't communicate. That's the problem. Communication means you know where the people are. You know where you want to take them. Tease them from where they are and take them in the direction you want. That's when that your vision will fall in. No leader, as he says, knows it all. But one of the qualities of leadership is that you're able to get around you people who know. And if they work for you well, what they advise you in your office, in your home, nobody else will know what they advised you. You will come out looking strong and good. I know from experience, personal experience. We were talking earlier on. One of the leaders, unfortunately he messed up towards the end, who had the greatest opportunity to transform this country, in my opinion, was Babangida. But his political fears overcame him. Babangida had the best advisors this country could think of. What is happening today is that our politicians don't have think tanks working for them. They don't have consultants working for them. You see a governor who goes to give a speech. Instead of being accompanied by advisors, he's accompanied by people who, I don't know what they are. All right? And these guys, in fact, it's getting better. You even go with a brass band. And you don't see a governor who reads a speech and you quote him or her. Well, him most of the time for this country. That's just, in my opinion, where to begin. Let's learn to communicate. Communication isn't going to the radios to make announcements. No. See, the leader's problem is very difficult. I don't envy any leader at all. Because one, it requires that you understand the people you want to lead. You have a vision where you want to take them. And you have a strategy for translating that vision into making meaning to them. When Kennedy in 1960 said to Americans, we are going to put a man on the moon, nobody had been to the moon. Americans were hungry, there was unemployment. But you know, he had to put that thing in the context of what Americans understood. We are competing with the Soviet Union. We must do something they have not done. So if it means sacrificing one meal today to put a man on the moon, we are going to do it. Being able to speak to the needs of those people. So that's what I hope will make issue-based discussions more useful. Issue-based discussion, I'm not expecting the leader to come and tell me all the issues. I'm expecting that in a forum like this, he will say, let's pretend I don't know what is out there. You tell me. Then you listen. You go back, distill. You don't even need to take notes. People around you be taking the notes. You go back, you discuss. This is what we learn from that place.
Fantastic.
And this can take us forward. Thank you
much.
very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Ekekwe. Thank you so much, sir. Just before I call Professor Sagai to also give answer to the question, please permit me to recognize Dr. Ndubisi Nwako, Dr. Ndubuisi Nwankwo is the Rivers East Senatorial District candidate of the APC. Dr. Nwankwo, you're welcome, sir. Thank you so much. And also, I would also like to recognize, also with us, Dr. Gostam Oluku. You're welcome, sir. It's a great pleasure. Professor.
Thank you very much. You know, in 1965, Professor Essien Udom wrote a tiny piece. The title was Politics Without Vision. And you know, in a few pages, he had a very profound statement